Hello everyone, this is Dharamvi sir here. So today we are going to continue with chapter 3 of grade 11 maths, which is trigonometric functions. Okay, in the previous video we have learned about angles, that degree measure and radian measure, and today we are going to continue with that. And the topic of today's video is sign of trigonometric functions, that which trigonometric function has which sign in which quadrant. Okay, so let's start. Now if you look at the table, it is very clear that sine is positive in the first and second quadrant, cos is positive in first and fourth, tan is positive in first and third, cosec is positive in first and second, sec is positive in first and fourth, and cot is positive in first and third. Now in fact, if you look at the columns very carefully, in the first quadrant all the trigonometric ratios are positive. Okay, but in the second quadrant only sine and cosec will be positive. In second quadrant sine and cosec are positive. In the third quadrant we have tan and cot which are positive. In third quadrant we have tan and cot, and in the fourth quadrant we have cos and sec to be positive. So remember this, that in the first all are positive, in the second sine and cosec are positive, in third tan and cot are positive, and in the fourth quadrant cos and sec will be positive. Clear? So pause and note down this table. Now angles of the form n pi upon 2 plus minus theta and pi by 2 upon n by 2 plus minus theta are called allied angles or related angles, and angles of the form 360 n plus minus theta, that is 2 pi n plus minus theta, are called co-terminal angles. Now there are few important rules to be followed while conversion angles, which is if the angles are written as n pi by 2 plus minus theta, where n is some odd number, that is we have some odd multiple of pi by 2 plus minus theta, then the ratios are changed. That is cos will be changed to sine, sine will be changed to cos, tan will be changed to cot, cot will be changed to tan, and sec will be changed to cosec, and cosec will be changed to sec. Clear? If it is an odd multiple of pi by 2. Now if it is some even multiple of n, even multiple of or any multiple of pi, okay, if we have any multiple of pi, suppose 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, whatever is there, the signs do not change. That is sine will remain sine, cos will remain cos, cot will remain cos. So trigonometric ratio does not change in case of a multiple of pi. Okay. Now if we have pi plus theta, pi minus theta, 2 minus theta, 2 pi minus theta, 2 plus pi theta, we have to then decide the quadrant, and according to the quadrant the sign will change. Suppose after pi plus theta means what? It is in the third quadrant, and in third quadrant we know that only tan or cot are positive, so other will be negative. So depending on the plus or minus of the angle, we have to determine the quadrant, and depending on the quadrant we have to decide the sign that I gave in the previous table. Okay, so remember this point, that if we have the sum like n pi by 2 plus minus theta, where pi by 2 is some odd multiple of number, pi by 2 has some odd multiple, clear, then the trigonometric ratios changes. And if we have a pi which is a natural multiple of only pi, which is multiple of natural multiple, then the ratio does not change. Remember this point, that you have to change the sign depending on the quadrant in which the point lies. Clear? If I am clear, then pause and note down these points. Now we have learned sine or trigonometric ratios for positive angle. Now what if the trigonometric function are for negative angles? So here are a few points that you have to keep in mind, that if you have sine of minus theta, sine minus theta is equal to minus sine theta, cos of minus theta is always plus cos theta, tan of minus theta will be minus tan theta, cot of minus theta will be minus cot theta, sec of minus theta is sec theta, and cosec of minus theta is minus cosec theta. So it is very simple. If we have cos or sec, then the negative angle does not change the value. Cos minus theta will remain only positive cos theta, and sec minus theta will remain positive sec theta, and other sign will change. As you can see that if you have sin minus theta, it becomes minus sin theta. If you have cot minus theta, it becomes minus cos theta. So only cos and sec remains positive and others remains negative. Clear? So pause and note down this point. So let's start exercise 3.2. And the first is find the values of other 5 trigonometric functions if cos x is equal to minus half. It is given that x lies in the third quadrant. Okay, x lies in the third quadrant. Now we have cos x equals to minus half and we have to find the other 5 trigonometric ratios. So sec x will be equal to what? 1 upon cos. So 1 upon cos, it becomes minus 2. Done. Now sin square x equals to 1 minus cos square. We have the value of cos, so it becomes 1 minus 1 upon 4, that is 3 upon 4. So sin x will be equals to plus minus root 3 upon 2. Since sin square x equals to what? 3 by 4. So sin x becomes plus minus root 3 by 2. Now since it is given that x lies in the third quadrant. So in third quadrant we know that sin x is negative. So the value of sin x equals to what? Minus root 3 upon 2. Now coming to cosec. Cosec equals to what? 1 upon sin. So since sin equals to minus root 3 upon 2. So cosec will be equal to what? Minus 2 upon root 3. Done. Now coming to tan. Tan equals to sin upon cos. So sin equals to minus root 3 by 2. Cos equals to minus 1 upon 2. So the value of tan x is equal to what? Root 3. And cot x equals to 1 upon tan. So since tan equals to root 3, so cot x equals to what? 1 upon root 3. Now it is very simple. You have to simply keep that point in mind that which trigonometric ratio is positive or negative in which particular quadrant. Like in this sum, it is given that the angle is in the third quadrant, and in third quadrant only tan and cot are positive and the remaining 4 ratios will be negative. Clear? So you can verify from this result that you can check that tan and cot are only positive and the others 4, that is sin, cosec, sec and cos are negative. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Next is find the values of other 5 trigonometric functions if tan x equals to minus 5 by 12 and x lies in the second quadrant. Now it is second quadrant. So we have tan x equals to minus 5 by 12 and x is in the second quadrant. So cot equals to what? Reciprocal of tan. So cot x equals to 1 upon tan x. So this becomes minus 12 upon 5. So we have cot. Now sec square equals to 1 plus tan square. So this becomes 1 plus 25 upon 144 because tan equals to what? Minus 5 by 12 and square is 25 upon 144. So the value of sec square x equals to 169 upon 144. So sec x will be equal to plus minus 13 upon 12. Now since it is given that the angle x lies in the second quadrant and in second quadrant sec x is negative. So sec x becomes what? Minus 13 upon 12. So now we have sec x, so we can find cos x, which is equal to 1 upon sec. We know that cos is the reciprocal of sec. So cos x equals to 1 upon sec x, which is equal to minus 12 upon 13. Now sin x equals to what? Sin x can be written as sin x upon cos x into cos x. That is sin x upon cos x tan x. So this becomes tan x multiplied by cos x. And we have the value of tan and cos. So tan equals to minus 5 by 12 and cos equals to minus 12 upon 13. So on simplification we get sin x equals to 5 by 13. As we have sin x, we can simply find the value of cosec. Cosec equals to what? Reciprocal of sin. So cosec is equal to 1 upon sin, which is equal to 13 upon 5. Now since the angle was given in the second quadrant, okay, and in second quadrant we know that only sin and cosec are positive and other 4, that is sec, cos, tan and cot, these will be negative. And you can see that the answers are in that order only. Sin and cosec are positive and other 4, that is cos, sec, tan and cot are negative. So while solving such sums, keep the quadrant and the sign in mind. Okay. So if I am clear, then pause and note down the solution. Moving to question 7. Find the values of trigonometric function cosec minus 1410 degree. Cosec of the angle minus 1410 degree. Now we have cosec minus 1410 degree. This can be written as cosec 4 multiplied by 360 degree minus 1410. Okay. Which is equal to cosec 1410 now 360 is what? 2 pi multiplied by 4. It means 2 pi is multiplied 4 times. So we have 4 complete revolutions. And since this angle cosec is given to be negative, so it is not going to be in the first quadrant. Okay, so we are taking that in the second quadrant. Done. So this cosec 360 into 4 minus 1410 is equal to cosec 1440 minus 1410. Done. So this becomes cosec 30 degree, which is equal to 2. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Next is question 9. Find the value of trigonometric function sine of minus 11 pi by 3. Now sine of minus 11 pi by 3 can be written as, after completing the revolutions, it can be written as sine of 4 pi minus 11 pi by 3, because if we are taking sine 2n pi plus theta or minus theta, it is same only. So sine 4 pi minus 11 pi by 3 will be equal to what? Sine minus 11 pi by 3. Clear? So after subtraction you can find that this will be 12 pi minus 11 pi, that is sine, it will be equal to sine pi by 3, and we have the value of sine pi by 3 equals to root 3 by 2. Okay, so don't get confused that if the angle is given to be negative, how come the value is positive? The sign only indicates the rotation of the ray. I have told you that if the sign is positive, it means it is moving in the anti-clockwise direction, and if the sign of the angle is negative, it means it is moving in the clockwise direction. So here the sign of 11 pi by 3, that is minus, is only indicating that this angle is rotating clockwise. It doesn't mean that if the angle is negative, then the value of the trigonometric function has to be negative. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Next we have question number 10. Find the value of trigonometric function cot of minus 15 pi by 4. Now cot of minus 15 pi by 4 can be written as cot 4 pi minus 15 pi by 4, because we know that cot x will be equal to cot n pi plus x, where we have learned that if the angle is a multiple of pi, then the ratio does not change. So cot n pi plus x will be equal to what? Cot x. But here in place of x we have minus 15 pi by 4. So we will get cot 4 pi minus 15 pi by 4 will be equal to cot of minus 15 pi by 4. Clear? So after subtraction, that is 4 plus 16 pi minus 15 pi, it will be cot pi by 4, and we have the value of cot pi by 4 equals to 1. So again the negative value of the angle only indicates the clockwise motion of the ray. Okay, so if I am clear, then pause and note down the solution. With this we end exercise 3.2. So solve the remaining sums and don't forget to solve the important examples given before the particular exercise. Clear? So thank you and all the best.